In this video, I'm going to go over Microsoft Office 2007 PowerPoint. I've already created a video for 2010. I realized that there were some options which were a little bit more different between 2007 and 2010. There were only few, so I decided to make one for 2007 and try to do a little bit better job of it. So here it goes. I'm hoping to finish it in one video or maybe maximum two videos depending on how much time it takes. So when you start PowerPoint, this is the way it starts off. Just to get some basic ideas going, right on the left, that's called the Office button. These are called tabs: Design tab, Animations tab, Home tab, and within each and every tab there are ribbons. So just some conventions. There is also this option called the Quick Access Toolbar. These buttons which you can customize, and you can add the print preview or spelling. You can even go to more commands and then add whichever commands you want. You can look for it and you can add it to your list. They also have a list of all commands, and then you can find whichever command you want, click it and add it to your list. So buttons you use a lot, you can add it to your list. So first of all, this is the first slide. I just click here and this will be my title, so I can just type it, type my name. First slide is done. Now all we need to do is keep on adding more slide. To do that, I click on the new slide button, and you can get to choose the kind of slide you want to create. A lot of times you are dealing with the single column slide, the title and content, and the double column slide, title and two contents, which are the most common ones that you would use. I'll click the single column one, and I'll just type something in the header. And I click here to add a text, and I can start typing. If I want to put a sub bullet, like a subtext, I just hit tab, so it pushes us inside. And I hit enter. Now if I want to go back to being at a bullet, I can press the shift and the tab key on the keyboard. Now I can continue typing, and I can click here and edit this. So that's another slide, and you see on the left hand side, that's my slide 1, this is my slide 2, and I can click here and I can start editing. I'll add another slide, same style. In this one, I'll show you how you can add a table. And you see this button here, it says insert table. Click it. You get to choose how many rows and columns. I'll just keep it 2 rows and 2 columns. I click OK. As soon as it puts it there, I just bring my mouse here, left click and hold it and pull it down, and I can just go and type something. And you can type whatever you want. Now one of the things you can get used to with Office 2007 and 2010 is that you're going to start getting these tools on the top. So every time a table is added, there is a table tool with layout and design. When you add a picture, there is a picture tool. Now in the design tool, you can choose different styles. So if you just want a simple one, you can choose this one. If you want something else, you can pick whatever style you want. Okay, I'll just pick the most basic element one. Now I go back to home because I want to add new slide. This time I'll do 2 contents. And in this one, I'm going to add a clip art. And there is the button there for clip art. I click it. It opens a video window on the side. I click go, or you can type something, PC, people. I'll just hit go. It's asking me whether it should go and look online. I'm just going to say no for now. And there are the pictures, and whatever I want, I can add it, and I can type a text here. That's clip art. I'll do another one, new slide, 2 content, and in this one I'll do a picture, and there is the picture button there. Click it, And I'm just gonna look for sample pictures, PQRS, sample pictures, and I've got some sample pictures here, and I'll pick maybe the penguin. Insert. I can move it around and resize it. It's always best to resize it from the corner in or out so you maintain its proportion. And I can put a text here. I can close this window, don't need it. So now I've just added 5 slides and you can see all of them on the side here. I'll add another slide with a single content, and I'll use this to put a chart. Now if you have a chart in Excel, you can just copy and paste it here. Just copy it and paste it, and you can choose paste special when you are pasting, and you can also do a paste link when you copy it from Excel. Just the paste link option will be visible. I don't have one here, so I can use this chart option. Click it. It launches Excel within PowerPoint, and I can go and change the numbers here, whatever I want to call it. If I want to call it Jan, Feb, March, April, and I can change any of the numbers, close it, and there's my chart. If I want to do anything to it, click on it, and in the format, and now I can start editing it. Okay. I'll add another slide, and this time I'll use the single column 2. They also have a way by which you can add smart art, you know, those type of pyramids and hierarchy structures. So I can click here and I can use the cycle, click OK, and it adds it, and I can put a text here. So I'm just adding the text and using the down arrow to go down. And if you hit enter, it will start adding more lines. And there are the tools for it that you can use to pick different designs. They also have color options. So they made it very nice and easy to do this. I can click here again, and you can even change it to a different design. They have lots of options here that you can use. Okay. So again, we're just dealing with adding new slides. So you just keep on going back here and keep choosing it. At any time you want, and you want to change the layout of the slide, you can change it by using this button. So I'm on the smart art. I click here and say right now it says it is this one. I can change it to this 2 content. Now I can add text here. I can go back, change it to single content. And you can do that with any slide at any time you want, so you're not limited by it. And if you look here on the bottom where it says click to add notes, I can click there and I can add my notes there. This is really good just for yourself if you wanted to put your thoughts together and decide that on this slide I'm going to talk about this, on that slide I'm going to talk about something else. Or even when you're working in a group, you can share notes with each other so people know what's supposed to be done here. So you can keep on adding as many slides you want, trying different things and adding different things. I'll just stop at that right now. Now I just want to show you some buttons. Right now we are in the normal mode, and if you look here on the right hand side bottom, we have the zoom, and next to the zoom, this first button is called the normal. One after that is called slide sorter, and the next to that is called the slideshow. So if I want, I can go to also the view tab, and here I'm in the normal mode. I can go to the slide sorter, which shows me all my slides, and I can also go to the notes page, which shows me my notes, the slide on the top and notes. I can come back to normal. Now in the slide sorter, say I want to move this slide number 7 to the second position. I just take my mouse, left click and hold it, bring it to the second slide and drop it. Now I've moved it. If I want to move this chart number 7 slide, left click and hold it, bring it after 4, drop it. Now I've moved it. So you can move the slides around wherever you want it. If you click on a slide and hit delete on the keyboard, it will be deleted. Or you can right click on it and choose delete slide. It will do the same thing. Okay. And you can come to the normal mode either by going to view normal, or either double clicking on it, or using the normal button on the right hand corner on the bottom, the first button there, and you are in the normal mode. You'll find that editing is easier when you are in the normal mode. Now we'll start doing some fun stuff with it. The first thing you can do is, when you get your slides done, I like to do all my formatting at the end. I go to the design, and in the design tab there are a lot of themes, so I can go ahead and pick whichever theme that I would like, say this one, and I'll just go to the slide sorter view slide sorter. So this is what it looks like. I can go to design, I can pick something else. So you can change your theme anytime you want. It will not stop you from doing it, so whenever you feel like, you can come back and change it. Even when you add the theme, you still have more control over things, like you can use the color option to make a few changes. They have the fonts that you can have an effect on. So there are a few things you can affect. Or you can even go to the background styles and you can choose a different variation. I think I'll pick a dark color. Okay, background styles, and if I want, I can choose a variation of the background styles, lighter shades. I can even click here, go to format background, and here I have even more control to choose what kind of a color I want to add. Apply to all, to apply to all. Now I've changed it. You can also click picture and you can insert a picture from file. Browse to your picture and add it. You can also add a texture. They have some different textures and you apply to all. Okay. I'm just going to go to view normal. Now my text is not visible because the color is not good. Now if you only wanted to change the color background on this one, when you are in the design tab, background styles, format background, and if you choose a solid color on it, if you don't say apply to all, only this slide will have the color. I'll go back to view slide sorter so you can see the difference. I'm just going to go to design and choose a different design. So all of them have changed. The next thing you can do is you can choose how your slides will transition, that is, from one slide to the other, how you're going to transition it. So when you go to Animations tab, there is option which says transition to this slide. I can click here, and there are a lot of different transition. So you can pick whatever you want. I'll pick this one, news flash, and I can even make it slow, medium speed. There is also an option to add sound, but be careful because it can be annoying to listen to it. But there is option to add it. I'm just going to hit apply to all. Now I go to the slideshow tab and I click from beginning. And now there's my PowerPoint. Click it and it starts to change. So slideshow from beginning to start the PowerPoint slideshow from the start. So we just did the transition to the slide, and you can pick any of them, choose a speed and apply to all. The other thing you can do is what is called custom animation. So I'm just going to double click on my slide 3, which has those bullets, and say when I run my PowerPoint, I do not want all of those slides to come at the same time. Now if that is the case, I have to click on the box so that now I see the box, And in the animation, there is an option called custom animation. I click it, and then I choose add effect, entrance, and then I can choose any one of these. I can even go to more effects and pick whatever I feel like. So there is a whole bunch of options, a lot of different options that you can choose to show how do you want the things to show up. You click OK, and I can hit play, and it shows me how the text will come. And you see this on the right hand side. There is that content placeholder. You can right click it, you can remove it, you can even go to effect options, and you can even control even more by saying whether you want text to show up by a word, by a letter, which is really painful, one letter at a time. And also you can add sounds to it. Again, not recommended. It can make a joke out of your presentation. And you can do the same thing with anything. Say this guy, I can click on the helmet and I can add an effect. You can play it. So it can happen like that. So you can control that as to how that will take place. That's custom animation. Now if you want to make both the words and the pictures show up at the same time, you have to hold the control key on the keyboard and now click on the picture so that both of them are highlighted. And now if you add any effect, they both will come at the same time. I'm trying not to go into the slideshow because it opens up a big window which doesn't cover my presentation window properly. The recording will not do the recording on that. So that is custom animation. The next thing you can do is you can record narration. So if you want it, you could just take a microphone and record your whole PowerPoint for each and every slide. It will start from slide 1 and you just speak into it what you're going to talk, and then you click next and things like that. So you can do that. I'm going to show you how you can do rehearse timing, which is if you wanted to set your PowerPoint to play automatically, change the slide. If you've ever seen an email with a PowerPoint, you'll find that you get the email and the email's constantly changing. The slides are automatically changing. That's because someone's in the rehearse timing on it. So I click rehearse timing, and you'll start seeing this window. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the whole thing. And then you just click next. So in my case, I'm only giving it a few seconds, but in reality, you want to give it whatever time you need to give it. So I'm just going to do it quickly. And at the end, it's asking me 19 seconds. I say yeah. And now you'll see that there is a time below each and every slide. 9 seconds, 2 seconds, 5 seconds. And you can go back and edit it. Say I want to edit this slide from 0 seconds. I go to the design animations window, and for each slide I can change the timing here. So now this is 2 seconds, up here 2 seconds. And when you run the slideshow from beginning, once you set this up, it will automatically keep on changing the slides after that time. So you don't have to hit enter. Usually when you start the PowerPoint, you have to keep hitting the enter key on the keyboard, or use your mouse, left click with the mouse or down arrow to change the slide. This will automatically change the slide. Now if this was something for your business and in a mall you had a kiosk and you wanted to run a PowerPoint automatically, what you can do is once you set your rehearse timing, you can also go to setup slideshow and then choose the option loop continuously until escape. And you can also choose the option browse at a kiosk full screen. So as soon as the PowerPoint is open, it will automatically go into full screen. And now because you've set it to loop continuously, it will continue to loop. Okay. So that's a good option if you needed to use it. The next thing I want to show you how you can insert sound. So I'm just going to go to the normal view first, and maybe just come to the first slide. I go to insert sound from file, and then you just want to find some kind of a file. So I've just got some sample music. I'll just pick any one, and it's asking me, do you want to start automatically? I'll just click automatically for now. And when you add it, you see this small symbol of this volume come up there, and as a result it's added an element. You see the tools on the top, options. Now in this options, so you have to make sure you click on it, otherwise the options won't be there. For the play sound, I'm going to choose play across slides, so that it will play from slide 1 and continue playing, rather than starting at slide 1. As soon as the slide 2 starts, it will reset and start from the start of the sound. So this way it will play one sound across. You can also say loop until stopped if you had set up a loop of your show. And this is an important element here where it says max sound file size. If you're going to give this to somebody, you might want to increase that to 1000 KB or 2000 KB, because a lot of time the music file you have, it might be more than 100 KB. Right now it's only 100 KB, and then for this to work you have to make sure that that sound file is on your computer. So I would recommend that you increase it to 2000 or 3000 or 4000 KB. Look at the sound size of your file for the music, so make sure you increase that. So now, and also the other thing you can do is you can say hide during show, so this symbol won't be visible. Now I'm going to try and run the slideshow, and hoping that my recording program captures it. And also you can listen to the sounds from slideshow from beginning. And there is the sound playing. I can hear it. I hope it records it, and the slides changing. If you didn't hear it, I'm pretty sure that when you do it, you will hear the sound. So that is adding sound. Now at any slide you can even insert. I'll just add a new slide. New slide. You can also add a movie. So you can add a media clip to this. And you can also use the option insert movie from file. Now you can also add a video from YouTube. So I'm just going to put a title here. And to do that, you just have to do a few extra steps. So the first thing you have to do is you go to the Office button, choose PowerPoint options, and in this window you just put a check mark in the box where it says Show Developer tab, and then click OK. And it adds the Developer tab here. Now you use this button here which says More Controls, click it, and I'm just going to press S, come to the S section, look for this one thing called Shockwave Flash Object, click OK, and then just make like a box, and you can always come here to the corner and increase it. Now right click on it and go to Properties. Now in this window we just need to add something in this movie section. So what I did is I went to YouTube and I found a video. I clicked on the HTML address on the top, the HTTP address. I right clicked on it, copied it, and I put it in Notepad. And all you want to do is now is remove this watch with a question mark. I'm going to highlight it, hit delete, and remove the equal sign and put a slash, and even up here remove the equal sign and put a slash. And now I'm going to highlight this, press Ctrl C to copy, and I'm going to click here and press Ctrl V. And there are some more options here that you can look at if you wanted to get more details, get more functionality in it. I'm just going to close this. Now when I run my PowerPoint, the YouTube video will show up. So I'm just going to click on the slideshow, and there is the PowerPoint, and I can hit play, and it starts playing it. You just need to make sure that you have internet connection, otherwise this will not work. So that's adding YouTube videos. The next thing I want to talk about is what is called slide master or master slide. In the view tab, there is an option there called slide master. You can think about this. This is like the master slide of everything if you wanted to make changes. But what they've done is that each and every style of the layout that we have has a master slide. So I have pretty much used this do content and this single content for most of my stuff. So what I want to do is I want to change the color of all the headings to a different color, and instead of going to each and every slide, I can go to the slide master and do it in one place. So I go to view, slide master, slide master, view, slide master, and this is my single layout. So I highlight this and I get this window, and I'm just going to change the color to red. Okay. And I'm going to go to this is the to content, highlight it, and I'm just going to put the red here. Okay. So I've just put the bucket instead of using the font. I'm going to close master view. Now you'll find that all my double content and the single content, they all have this color on them. So it's a very easy way to go and make changes very fast. So you don't have to go to each and every slide to do it. So that's slide master. The next thing I want to talk about is printing. So when you go to the office button and print, in the print you can choose whether you want to print slides, which means one slide, one page. But you can choose handouts. And now you can choose how many handouts, 3 handouts, 4 handouts per page, or 6 handouts per page. So you can choose that. You can also print notes pages. So what it will do is it will print the slide on the top and notes on the bottom. So something that you can have in your hand. And you can also just print the outline. So what it will do, I'm just going to click preview. So it will only print just the outline, no pictures, no nothing. So this also can be handy. We haven't talked about saving, but you can always, whenever you start doing any work, you want to save your work right away. After you've saved it, if you change your mind and you said you wanted to just email it to people, you can save it as a PowerPoint show. So when people open it, it will start the PowerPoint in a show rather than they getting an option to edit it and things like that. So you can do that. So I think that's it. It's if you know all of these tools, that pretty much covers most of the things you need to know in PowerPoint, from adding slides, changing layouts, and you can add all kind of slides with pictures, tables, charts, adding designs, animations, transition to slide, custom animation. You can record your narration or rehearse timing. You can also insert sound and even movies from the internet to your PowerPoint presentations. Thank you for watching. Hope these were useful. Get to choose how many rows and columns. I'll just keep it 2 rows and 2 columns. I click OK. As soon as it puts it there, I just bring my mouse here, left click and hold it and pull it down. And I can just go and type something. And you can type whatever you want. Now, one of the things you can get used to with Office 2007 and 2010 is that you're going to start getting these tools on the top. So every time a table is added, there is a table tool with layout and design. When you add a picture, there is a picture tool. Now in the design tool, you can choose different styles. So if you just want a simple one, you can choose this one. If you want something else, you can pick whatever style you want. Okay, I'll just pick the most basic element one. Now I go back to home because I want to add new slide. This time I'll do the header. And I click here to add a text. And I can start typing. If I want to put a sub bullet, like a subtext, I just hit tab, so it pushes us inside. And I hit enter. Now if I want to go back to being at a bullet, I can press the shift and the tab key on the keyboard. Now I can continue typing. And I can click here and edit this. So that's another slide. And you see on the left hand side, that's my slide 1, this is my slide 2. And I can click here and I can start editing. I'll add another slide. Same style. In this one, I'll show you how you can add a table. And you see this button here, it says insert table. Click it. In this video, I'm going to go over Microsoft Office 2007 PowerPoint. I've already created a video for 2010. I realized that there were some options which were a little bit more different between 2007 and 2010. There were only few, so I decided to make one for 2007 and try to do a little bit better job of it. So here it goes. I'm hoping to finish it in one video or maybe maximum 2 videos depending on how much time it takes. So when you start PowerPoint, this is the way it starts off. Just to get some basic ideas going, right on the left, that's called the Office button. These are called tabs: Design tab, Animations tab, Home tab, and within each and every tab there are ribbons. So just some conventions. There is also this option called the Quick Access Toolbar, these buttons which you can customize, and you can add the print preview or spelling. You can even go to more commands and then add whichever commands you want. You can look for it and you can add it to your list. They also have a list of all commands, and then you can find whichever command you want, click it and add it to your list. So buttons you use a lot, you can add it to your list. So first of all, this is the first slide. I just click here and this will be my title, so I can just type it, type my name. First slide is done. Now all we need to do is keep on adding more slide. To do that, I click on the new slide button, and you can get to choose the kind of slide you want to create. A lot of times you are dealing with the single column slide, the title and content, and the double column slide, title and 2 contents, which are the most common ones that you would use. I'll click the single column one, and I'll just type something, 2 contents. And in this one, I'm going to add a clip art. And there is the button there for clip art. I click it. It opens a video window on the side. I click go, or you can type something, PC, people. I'll just hit go. It's asking me whether it should go and look online. I'm just going to say no for now. And there are the pictures, and whatever I want, I can add it, and I can type a text here. That's clip art. I'll do another one, new slide, 2 content, and in this one I'll do a picture. And there is the picture button there. Click it, and I'm just going to look for sample pictures, PQRS, sample pictures, and I've got some sample pictures here, and I'll pick